What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron. Today we're checking out the new album, I Want to Disappear, by the pop-punk band The Story So Far. This is their fifth studio album since they popped up in the scene back in 2007. It has been 6 long years since they released their near-perfect LP, Proper Dose, which touched on Parker Cannon's struggles with substance abuse. They did sort of struggle to find their identity when they first came around. Their previous albums are all great, but I found them to be kind of repetitive, repeating the same sounds and the same subject matters. Their debut album, Under Soil and Dirt, was very angsty, aggressive. It did everything right, but then they continued to do the same sort of thing through their sophomore record, What You Don't See, and then again on their self-titled album. And Proper Dose saw them exploring different soundscapes, not being quite as angry, and also sharing a little bit more of their personal lives and the struggles that they've been going through. In fact, between Proper Dose and this new album, they were thinking about calling it quits and throwing in the towel. Their bassist actually ended up leaving the band back in 2022. The opening track for this album, All This Time, touches on the pain and loss and struggles with difficult emotions. The vocals in the verse draw you in immediately, while the bouncy chorus will get stuck in your head for days with its catchy melodies and addicting rhythms, while the bridge shows a little bit more acceptance of grief and not holding on to negative emotions or even trying to control every situation. Watch You Go continues these bouncy rhythms, and it has a lot of nostalgic within the melodies, which translates really well to the struggles of letting go of the past. The opening line for the song, Timestamps Inside the Clock of My Mind, is a beautiful metaphor for dwelling in the past. The verses feel like his mind is racing, while the choruses feel like it's finally slowing down and he's coming back to reality in a sense. Then we have the song Letterman, which was the second single released for this album, and I feel like it's one of the best singles I've ever heard from this band. It explores the reality of loss and not holding on to the hope and fantasies of a individual coming back into your life, which could be found in the choruses, while the verses are more woefully aware of just how toxic this relationship was anyways. The music and the lyrical rhymes put you in a trance, setting you up for the next song, Jump the Gun, which has just a touch of frustration found in the music, specifically within the lead guitar melodies, while the main riff is just trying to break out. It sounds like all these realizations have finally given him the ability to stand his ground and not make compulsive bad decisions, especially about just getting back into this relationship just out of convenience and the fact that they still have desires for each other. The outro is the perfect anthem for this. And then we have the first single that was released for this album, Big Blind, which uses poker terminology to explain a difficult relationship. The chiming guitar and the vocal melodies remind me a lot of Blink-182. There's not a lot of variety found within this song, so it does start to feel repetitive at times, but it's just short of 2.5 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. So I didn't really find its repetitiveness to be anything negative. Nothing to Say continues this kind of throwback pop punk feel, expressing his feelings of rejection and his desires for this person, and how it seems like the more he desires this person, the further he tends to push them away, which seems to happen in almost every aspect of a relationship. The more you want something and the more you chase it, the further away it seems to go. The chorus is a little bit repetitive, but I feel like it was done on purpose, as it's meant to emphasize his struggles with moving on and his attempt to communicate his feelings and his kind of like get things off of his chest and trying to get this person to really understand what it is he's going through, and even trying to get himself to understand what it is he's going through. Then we have the song Keep You Around, which switches gears a little bit. It's a little bit more about Parker's personal life and the passing of his dad and how he needs time to recover, and also he needs to be there for his mom. He doesn't really know how he will get over this, but at the same time, he's experienced so much loss in his life. He's kind of shocked and surprised that he's taking it so hard. He feels like he should be used to this sort of thing by now. I love how the second verse drops out and it starts to build up as I feel like he's becoming a little bit more confident in his ability to recover. Then we have the song You're Still in My Way, which is kind of like the start of going down this road of recovery for him. He reminisces about things that he wished he would have said, and he just can't stop ruminating. The lead melody is fantastic in the song, and it really let you take it in between the last chorus and the outro, which has vocal layerings over it, which kind of sets a scene for a racing mind. It's almost like his thoughts are just fumbling over themselves. White Snow comes in with a gentle acoustic guitar and vocals. It slowly starts to ramp up as the drums come in. Musically, to me, this is one of the best songs on this album. It's full of emotion, it's full of suspense, it's very creative, it's not just straightforward. The lyrics also hit the nail on the head in getting the message of acceptance across, and it flows perfectly into the closing track, which is the title track, I Want to Disappear. It's a vulnerable acoustic ballad that really sums up the theme of a relationship that's grown apart, despite the desire to be together, and also the fact that you're growing apart and you're like kind of fighting to be together. It could add to the toxicity of this relationship. I feel like this is a great closing track to this beautiful album, and it also kind of leaves a to be continued part to this album as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this record. Its modern pop punk feel with some of the traditional melodies and tones thrown in just sounds so good to me. I also enjoyed the progression musically and lyrically. Musically, I feel like they start out just, fun pop punk, here it comes, and then it gets into really heavy, deep stuff. And lyrically, this is about Parker's life after Proper Dose, and you really, really get to feel what this guy is going through. The loss of his dad, struggles with addiction, struggles with a relationship, and he doesn't really hold anything back. There's nothing superficial about this. You get everything that this guy is going through. He uses fantastic metaphors that communicate so well and create beautiful imagery. I don't know. I feel like this is probably going to be one of the best pop punk albums of the year. So with all that said, I got to give I Want to Disappear by The Story so far a 8.8 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I have a feeling that this album is going to be loved by all. So leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of I Want to Disappear. Let me know what you would rate it and what your favorite song is. And also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. It helps out so much with YouTube's algorithm. I can tell when videos get a lot of likes, I get a lot more views and a lot more people interacting, as opposed to when I get less likes, they just kind of slow down. So if you really enjoy this, you want to continue seeing my stuff, you want to help out with YouTube's algorithm, that is the simplest way to do it. And if you want to continue to help me further than that, feel free to subscribe and ring the bell icon. That way YouTube will notify you and you won't miss out on any of my future videos. And I just thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.